and this is the best place to be. What you're going to hear about is some great products that's delivering great healthcare to people in Trinidad currently, but has been doing that for, the last 10 years. And the best person to explain both the products and the opportunity is none other than Stanley Hoyt himself, who lived an active life advocating better health, advising clinicians, and interacting with people on a daily basis for only 2 hours of the morning with regard to better quality of life, saving a lot of limbs, and causing a lot of people to enjoy better quality of life as a lifestyle change advocate or consultant with a number of years under his belt, and tonight introducing in this part of the world one of the greatest line of products. So welcome, sit back, relax, remove any distraction, and now we bring you Stanley Hoyt.
Thank you. Anthony Hartman, great colleague and friend and brother. Yeah. You have somebody coming in there? Somebody just got their audio?
Hola?
Okay. So you have someone now coming in. Hello, Kunde?
All right, sorry. Yeah. Okay, familiar. Good. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Patricia Balfour. Yes. And so we here, let me just say thank you for taking the time out and showing up here tonight. Let me just also say that I am very mindful of how valuable time is. And I'm going to assure you that the time that you spend with us here tonight will be time well spent, and that you'd leave this webinar session very happy and excited with the information that we are going to be sharing with you tonight. My name is Stanley Hoyt, and I'm pleased to be your host for tonight, but tonight would not have been made possible except that Olakunde, the wonderful leader that he is, has taken this initiative to set this platform up and to make this session available, a very great initiative. I've been doing this type of stuff for many, many years, and it is the type of leadership that Olakunde has brought to the table that makes guys like me look good. They're normally behind the scene, you know, the guy that
I am not hearing a thing.
We hearing your thing. So we hearing you loud.
Your volume is so low.
Hello? Are you hearing me any better now? The person who couldn't hear clearly just now. Are you hearing any better now? Obviously not. Only if they hear it now and they can't talk. Okay, I'm hoping that it works out fine, but you know, this train has already left the station, so we can't turn back. We're gonna do it how we can and hope for the best at the end. This is a work in progress, so what we don't get right tonight, we're gonna make sure and seek to fix it so that we have this system up and running much smoother. Just be mindful that this is technology and there's always glitches, so things gonna happen that might not be as pleasing as otherwise would have. But when you see this platform in the next 4 weeks, in the next 4 months, you'll be shocked, because there won't be room to hold people on this platform in a very short while. So I was just saying thank you to Olakunde for making this platform available to us and to get this part of the platform started. Let me give you a little bit on my background and how I got involved in this. Well, I'm about around 50 years old, somewhere around there, give or take 20 years on either side. I have had 10 years of very, very good health. Very good, fantastic health, fit as 3 fiddles. The first part of my life, the first 10, 12 years, 10, 11 years, I was constantly in the hospital, in and out of the hospital. As a matter of fact, I've been to primary school so few times that when I actually passed my, what we used to call common entrance back then, the principal gave the school a day off in honor of Stanley Hoyt passing common entrance. I was in school such few times. I didn't even know what class I was supposed to be in. So he said if Stanley Hoyt could pass common entrance, that was in 1980. He said, well, we deserve a day off. And he gave the rest of the school. So I got my holiday before Martin Luther King. Yeah, he told their heart out. And I passed common entrance. Now, after that, I had 10 years of extraordinarily good health. So I did everything from scouting. I hiked all over all the mountains in Trinidad. I camped in the bush, 50 miles hike. I did marathon. I did the 26 miles marathon and any other marathon between that. I did all of those things. I played football. I was a boxer. 10 years of fantastic health. And then I got sick in 1989 or 90, between there, a liver condition. And that had changed my life terribly. After that, I was sick from 1990 until very recently. And the doctor said that they had no cure or treatment for my condition. So what I had to do is that I had to go back home, and he told me to keep away from greasy, oily, fatty foods. So I tell people I ate cardboard for a number of years because everything I had grease, oil, or fat in. And I struggled through life trying to survive. And that had led me into research. I engaged in research, not necessarily to save humanity in the first instance, but I engaged in research to save my own life first. That was my objective. That was my initial motivation. But I'd found incredible stuff that was very beneficial to all kinds of people except me. And I'd done that year in, year out. I struggled and I got sick and more sick. And I talk about extraordinary stuff that was great for liver health, made me feel sick. And I had to find something else. But everything that I found benefited people, thousand by the tens of thousands. And I would continue to research from my bed of affliction. I continued to search, and I continue to see people all over the country, all of the Caribbean, getting extraordinary benefits. All outside, people coming from the US to get treatment, and they leave and they go back well. And I continue to be sick in spite of the breakthrough that was made in medical science, despite the breakthrough that I had made in my own personal quest to find therapies and supplements for my condition. I keep finding them. Incredible stuff that was impacting people every single day, except me. So I continue to be sick until I found a particular product about 2 years ago. Actually, it's exactly 2 years ago. The 3rd of January this year made it 2 years ago, and that is where my transformation started. But it is something that was responsible for activating dormant stem cells in the human body. And it did extraordinarily well for a lot of people. But there was one simple drawback to it. Our stem cells are glycated. Or why do we need to activate dormant stem cells? The stem cells are the most important cells in our body. Well, we don't have any body without stem cells because the stem cells that make all the cells that cause our body to form in the first place. So it's incredible that if anyone needs to reach to the state of perfect health, they would need to have perfectly functioning stem cells, and by extension, perfect cellular health throughout the entire body. That's it. All the fuss that we make in there are over 30,000 different diseases. Now, if you go and look to track down this 30,000 disease to try to isolate and eliminate everyone individually, it will take you a lifetime. It just doesn't make any sense. And that is what they have done with the medical profession. They have caused specialization in different areas. You have these gynecologists deal with one part of the body, and of course, you guys know what part of the body that is. And then you have the cardiologists and the endocrinologists, etc. And they separate the human body, although it really works as a whole. And that's what they do with disease. So what they do is chasing down disease and missing the point. Because anytime you are able to accomplish perfect cellular health, you're not even speaking about disease. Disease is not even in the discussion. So while we found that fantastic thing and it has been able to do something fantastic, we never was able to find what was causing the stem cells to be dormant in the first place and needed activation. Well, therefore, the research continued. And that research led me to a company called Sizzle. And that's what we're talking about, because this to me is like the apex of everything that I have done for my entire career. This has brought everything together in one fantastic combination. This is synergy. This is absolute synergy. What you're going to be exposed tonight to is the single greatest breakthrough in the history of human health and wellness. This is not just a sales pitch, and I want you to know that the other company that I was building, I still receive a very good, fantastic income from that opportunity. So I could stay there and I could be very happy. They'll roll out the red carpet for me and they'll say, Stanley, come here and build with us and we treat you like a king. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested, when I got into this profession, the vow that I made is that I would always choose to find the absolute best products that could benefit the most amount of people all the time. And there have been limitations in the past. We have broken down all the barriers. All limitations have been released. Now, if you guys see me perspiring, don't sweat it. I like to perspire. I don't like no sort of air condition or anything like that. So leave me, I'm in the gym here working out, right? Let me burn my calories. So don't worry about the perspire. I'll feel good, right? That is not cold sweat. This is healthy perspiration. I'm just saying that. Now, you're going to be exposed to something that is going to change your life for the rest of your life. And you're going to thank yourself for taking the time out, even if you might have made that decision reluctantly, just come to see what's going on. Well, what is going to be revealed to you tonight is going to be the beginning of the rest of your life. Tonight, one of the things that we have no control over is that ticking of that clock. Time. When you waste time and you lose time, you just don't get it back. It's gone into oblivion. And then we die prematurely. So the situation is now, tonight, you're going to get exposed to time. You're going to be able to buy time. And I'm not talking about meager time. I'm talking about years. You're going to be able to purchase years and add it to your life. That is what we sell in years. You want some years? Well, in the right place. Because tonight you're going to get some years added to your life. I tell people all the time who talk about suicide, I tell them life is short already. Suicide is redundant. You're going to die just now. You hold on. Wait a little bit. Wait a little bit. But what we're talking about here tonight, though, is length of life with quality of life added to the length. We have drugs today that props people up. You see people alive in Pampers. You see people alive with dementia, with Alzheimer's, with Parkinson's. They are human vegetables. And what happened is drugs keeping people alive with disease. That's no way to live, really. No one of us here is looking forward to that situation? Nobody. I can guarantee you that. If you, and there are people who tell me straight up, I do not want to live to 90, because when they think about 90, they think about Pampers and Alzheimer's, dementia. They think about bedridden. But I'm telling you, you're going to be looking at 90, 100, 125 in very good health, where your joints are functioning, your brain is still functioning, your liver, your lungs, your kidney, still in good functioning order. That is why we refer to it as the single greatest breakthrough in the history of human health and wellness. Up comes a man by the name of Tom Moyer, a billionaire. You know, when you're a billionaire, you don't want to die, right? So he's looking for ways to lengthen his life, to live a healthier life, of course. And he has a PhD in biochemistry. As a matter of fact, he's a double PhD, and he's the only American non-Russian scientist inducted into the Russian Scientist Hall of Fame. And he accomplished that while being an American, which is extraordinary in and of itself. So he's extremely brilliant. And what he had done is that he was going through his personal care products at home at one time, and he had seen